Hello, everybody, welcome to your live watch along of the FA Cup 5th round tie between Barnsley and Chelsea from Uckwell in South Yorkshire. So it's hopefully, what's the word? Hopefully 3 points today is what I am banking on.
We have a strong squad on the pitch.
Hello.
Questions that are asked today.
Well, it's an interesting coach in many ways, isn't it?
Hello, Peace Control Jake. How are you doing? Chelsea versus Barnsley in the FA Cup. I'm going to give you guys the lineup for Chelsea before kick-off, so that
but he's had a good start.
Before kick-off, so I can tell you what the lineup is for today's game. For Chelsea today, we have Kepa, Emerson, Christensen, Zuma, Alonso, Gilmore, Kante as captain, Hudson-Odoi, Ziyech, Pulisic, Abraham. On the bench for Chelsea is Caballero, Rudiger, Reece James, Chilwell, Azpilicueta, Kovacic, Bate, Andrin and Giroud on the bench for Chelsea. So at the moment it's just a build up to the game, and I just thought I'll come on and the game's supposed to be kicking off by now, so just a little bit behind time, but I have to kick off. Not yet. They haven't kicked off yet, but we're just waiting. It's just the aim of waiting. But it's interesting to know from you guys what you guys think the score's going to be. So put down your predictions in the chat. Who you guys think is going to win between Barnsley and Chelsea. The winners of this tie play Sheffield United at home in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup.
Alonso's been one of the players that's benefited perhaps from Tuchel's arrival, but he might play in part of a three this evening or as fullback. We're not quite sure.
So
when I played with him at Fiorentina, he could play with at the three at the back or one of the wing back. But I like him in this position here, the wing back, because he always gets into these areas, causing havoc.
We're just going to play well, play with a bit of passion, play with a bit of art, and play with a bit of nous.
And he always goes.
Come on, right.
He's got great
right.
quality.
I'm going to say this now,
his technique and the way
before we even start the game. We want nobody being offensive, rude, racist, any of that.
One touch,
but
two touch, and the third one in the back of the net. So under Tuchel, he'll be a vital.
For saying Chelsea are going to lose 3-0 to Barnsley, you're basically being very mean you're being very mean. You're doing it more or less to wind me up.
Chelsea will have too much for Barnsley. I think they'll give it a right good go. They'll try and press high, but I think Chelsea will have too much quality for them.
Micah, predictions? It's hard
so, if you guys want to put your predictions down in the chat, but be nice, because I don't want you guys making it so it's like you're doing it just to wind me up. Think in your heart what you think the score is going to be, and be logic. If you think Chelsea are going to win 3-0, you know that ain't going to happen. Think of how we play. We've only conceded one goal. Here we go, Chelsea are coming out.
Two commentators this evening, Martin Keown and Guy Murray.
Oh, thank you, Luca, for being respectful about what I've said, for being mean. Go on, Chelsea! 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 Come on, boys! Any Chelsea fans in the chat, let me know. If you're a Barnsley fan, let me know. They're going to win 3-0. Wait, we're going to win 3-0. Think about, you just got to think positively. Think of how form is. We, apart of any team, not one opposing player has actually scored against us under Tuchel. So, we are just waiting. The players are just walking next to each other, and then we are then just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle, and the game can get underway.
At the last 27 finals of Chelsea, including last season, beaten in the end game by Arsenal.
I'm in a really good mood. I've got really high hopes for this game. Hopefully, a valuable win. That's all. I don't know what much I can say. I don't know how much I can say more on this because of.
The two Callums, Britton and Styles provide the width either side.
We are trying our best to try and do as much as we can.
Captain Alex Mowat, ex of Leeds, and in attack Victor Adeboyejo, who had a Chelsea trial before he joined Barnsley. He comes into
put
the
down
team
in the chat.
with top scorer Corey Woodrow, 11 goals this season. Chelsea tonight have Kepa in goal, beginning his new start under Thomas Tuchel. Andreas Christensen is the only player to stay in the starting lineup from Sunday down the road at Sheffield United. Billy Gilmore plays for Tuchel for the first time.
I'm interested to see how this team's going to develop under Thomas Tuchel.
Playing a starring role in last year's cup final before pulling a hamstring.
Yeah. Do you have to remind us on that moment? The moment I don't like?
Thomas Tuchel's first taste.
Oh, yes.
Oldest and greatest competition. He has got a club to a main domestic cup final in his last 4 full seasons as a manager. PSG twice, winning once. Borussia Dortmund twice, winning once. And whilst he was at Dortmund, he came up once against Valerian Ismail.
Enjoy your evening. I'm going to sleep now. Good night. Look after yourself and keep safe together. I will do, Luca. If you're tired, go to sleep.
If Barnsley get a penalty tonight, he scored 6 out of 6 this season. For Chelsea, Hakim Ziyech gets a chance to shine. He's been struggling with a hamstring injury. Just his 19th appearance.
So we're just waiting for the referee to blow the whistle to get this FA Cup tie on the way.
Martin Atkinson is the referee. Last time he was in charge of a game here was 2004. Barnsley against Doncaster, a ding-dong South Yorkshire derby. And he sent 2 off. First whistle, all of the players in red and blue, all of the coaching staff and officials all take a knee as the message resounds again.
Here we are on.
Chaplin, who gets the action
sorry if it. Okay, we're on the way. Chelsea versus Barnsley in the FA Cup.
Pitch, and you can see some sticky patches already. There's been all over the country quite a bit of wet white stuff falling over the last few days.
Chelsea, Barnsley guys on the way. Chelsea versus Barnsley. Let's go. Come on, you boys in blue.
Goes behind for a goal kick for his team.
Go Chelsea! Go Chelsea! Go Chelsea! Go Chelsea!
The side that won 2-0 here just a week before they won the Premier League title in 1998.
Yes, and a week after that, I think against Newcastle, didn't we win the FA Cup that year?
So if you guys want to put any question in the chat, I'll answer any of your questions.
We were debating, weren't we, what Chelsea were going to line up with, so it looks as if Emerson will play in that back 3. Alonso, who's just come into the team with good effect, is playing in a wing-back position once more.
Barnsley operating with the same system.
Good, Chelsea!
In it down their left. It's on the corner. Callum Hudson-Odoi came in to challenge. 20 years old. It's a team of 20-somethings.
It is, and it's actually a very big team as well. If you look at the back 3 coming up for this one, all over 6'3". It's an area that Chelsea will be tested, certainly.
Striker Woodrow at 26 is the oldest player in the Barnsley starting lineup tonight. Fired in. By Tammy Abraham helping out at the back. It's going to go out. This pass passed by Styles.
And that's something that Barnsley will need to do, isn't it? Ball retention, keeping the ball. Ismail, the manager, shouting out his instructions already. He's talking about high press. Expect to see that early on.
So how is everyone? Everyone enjoying themselves on this?
The mood. Valerian Ismail. And he said yesterday, we need the perfect game on the perfect day. Beautiful night for football, if a little cold. It's So, shot unleashed by Corley Woodrow. That's way off beam. Just an early sighter for the former Fulham player.
So
he did score once in the Premier League. He didn't quite make the grade properly at Fulham.
He's obviously isn't going to shoot on sight every time he gets an opportunity. That was an example of the high press. Lots of changes here for Chelsea, of course. A bit disruptive. Emerson giving the ball away there. You do feel like the players are still on trial here at Chelsea.
Ah, yeah, bastard. Sorry about that, folks. If I swore, I apologise. It's just that I was just trying to move and I just caught myself. I'm just trying to sort some stuff out. But Chelsea 0, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup.
Taiwan 3-1 thanks to a Tammy Abraham hat-trick. It's going to be a Chelsea goal kick.
I think that's the right tactic, isn't it? From a Barnsley point of view, is to press Chelsea wherever possible. Tuchel there, he wants his team to play. They're patient from the back.
Starts.
So how is everyone in the chat?
Help from Ziyech. There's Marcus Alonso. Pulisic. Held off by Civic. So he goes back in for more, but Toby Civic is able to shield the ball out of play.
Showed some pace there, Civic. You know how good Pulisic is. Not featured that much this season. Still anxious.
So how is everyone? Are you guys thinking Chelsea are going to win this today, or do you think Barnsley are going to cause an upset?
Collins to get the ball away for Barnsley.
Indeed, he pulled his hamstring in the last year's final. 20 minutes or so into the game.
And he was having a pretty good game at that point.
Zuma, that's what he's good at. He's playing in the
So I am now live. For anyone who's not on YouTube, I am live on Instagram as well for this live stream. So if any of you that are not on YouTube, you can watch the live reaction on Instagram as well. Chelsea. 5 minutes in, Barnsley 0, Chelsea 0.
Barnsley's played, and they get the two Callums. From midfield on either side.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how we play today. If we can play with a bit of passion, a bit of heart, I think we can get a good result.
Zuma. And Ziyech.
But we have to play with a bit of like. Come on, Chelsea!
Ziyech has been robbed.
If any of you are on Instagram, you can ask me any questions. If you're on YouTube, you can ask me any questions and I'll see everything.
When Frank Lampard played, he likes to play with effectively 2 10s that drop deep. Ziyech is one of those tonight.
Can't keep it in. Kane.
So
Zuma's leap, Stiles is onto it. And the Boyejo. Nipped away by Andreas Christensen.
come on, Chelsea!
There's going to be a long throw coming in here, Guy. I think that's one of their tactics. Not sure how long it is, but going to launch this one in.
Kane has that job for Barnsley.
It's a throw into Barnsley. Nearly 7 minutes played.
Ziyech. Under pressure from Mo.
Barnsley are on the ball at the moment.
Kane. Been in by Stiles, headed out by Christensen. It's an energetic start by Barnsley.
It is. It's actually scrappy at times. Look, they're just giving it away.
Come on, Chelsea!
That's the right tactic, though. Press really high. Ask questions. I mean, the surface isn't what they're used to, shall we say, in the Premier League.
So hopefully you guys are enjoying the stream.
So many things different for Chelsea. Getting used to a year of different. Changed on the other side tonight.
Come on, boys!
came.
Oh, Barnsley had a shot.
Snatched it a
First shot of the game, and it's well wide of Kepa's goal.
Nice little interchange. Again, it's winning the ball back there, you see it. Just the execution of this shot really just cruise that wide. Maybe take a touch and hit through it.
Need to score for Barnsley since making the move from Liverpool in October. A couple of times in the League Cup for Liverpool. His best spell for his career never came so far was at Doncaster a couple of seasons ago on loan. He's got a goal here. Kante wins it. Plays it through to Hudson-Odoi, and the flag is up. He is offside. Just a reminder, I'm sure most of you will have clocked it, but this being a non-Premier League venue, we don't have VAR in operation for this one. It's all down to the eyes alone.
I somehow prefer that guy. It's a good line there from Barnsley. Something they're going to have to be aware of. Hudson-Odoi's pace on the break.
Trying to see where Collins is putting this. Christensen wins it. It's Abraham who got to it. Right forward by Mowat. It's going to be a Chelsea throw.
Come on, Chelsea!
You see, that's the tactic, isn't it, from Barnsley? Just trying to keep helping it over that back three, forcing Chelsea back.
Kante. Hudson-Odoi, back to Christensen. Elisa Balaga. And Emerson. For Abraham. Collins thought about hacking that first time and changed his mind as he got the ball back from Anderson. Something from Mowat to chase. Hudson-Odoi chases him, but Mowat has given him the slit. It's flicked across. Saved by Kepa.
What a save,
Really
Kepa! Barnsley nearly went 1-0 up, folks.
Well, they certainly were, and I think it was Britton, wasn't it, that gets in there. There's the wing back. Mowat's ball in. Good reactions from the goalkeeper, you have to say, for Chelsea. Look nervous.
Chelsea nearly conceded.
Civic loses control and the ball. Hudson-Odoi, it's a nice easy skip past Styles, but the ball is misplaced. He was looking for Abraham, and that's misplaced too. It's Michael Helik, rather carelessly putting it out of play for a Chelsea throw-in.
He had the chance, didn't he, to go back to his goalkeeper.
Come on, Chelsea!
Challenge from Woodrow. The Boye show has run out of room. First big chance of the game is a Barnsley chance. Elisa Balaga was equal to it. Must have come pretty much straight at him. He had just little time to react.
Well, he's been out, hasn't he, since Mendy came to the club, and just
come on, Chelsea!
So that will do his confidence the world of good. As big as name as he is and the money that's been spent on him, he's still suffering a little bit with his confidence.
It was nice words from Thomas Tuchel yesterday when he called it a new start. He's not played for me. The reset's been pressed. It might just
12 minutes played, Chelsea 0, Barnsley 0, but Barnsley have had the best chance so far of the game.
So kind of a goalkeeper, but not done well in the Chelsea shirt, you have to say.
Come on, boys, unlucky Gilmore.
Stage of the competition last year that we first started to really get to know Billy Gilmore. An outstanding display against Liverpool and a 2-0 Stamford Bridge win.
Yeah, and the way that he receives the ball, come out of that Chelsea academy, he's always available. Here he is, good vision.
Come on, boys!
This is what they've got to do, Chelsea. Get a foothold in the
Chelsea
game
on the ball at the moment, just pass the ball around. Come on, let's create something. Kepa's had the best chances on to Barnsley. Should have been 1-0 Barnsley. Boy, the shot was straight at Kepa.
Callum Britton got well in front of Marcus Alonso and will feel that he should have scored. Well, he's come an awful long
If you
way
guys
there,
want to watch the game, it's
just
on
gets a nice
BBC
little
One.
side foot on it and good reaction from the keeper. But when he gets there, you think he's going to put that away. So let off for Chelsea.
It is.
Flick on from Connor Chaplin.
It's on BBC One if you guys want to watch it.
Conte. Christensen. Good luck for Conte.
Come on, boys!
Emerson. They're actually doing a good job, aren't they, Barnsley midfield, and denying them time and space in that midfield to build their attacks. They can't really get it through to Pulisic.
Come on, Joe!
They're playing quite deep in that midfield. Looking for Hudson-Odoi there, Kurt Zuma.
Go on. Ah!
What to do in between two in red. Styles and Anderson did the job for Barnsley. Now here's Woodrow. He's got to clip forward for Britain. Kenny. British just having the race back. In case an extra defender is needed, but he's not. Tries to get it away. Here's Abraham.
Well done, Abraham.
Christensen. Conte.
If you guys want to put any questions in the chat, I'll answer any of your questions. One me. Your next watch along after this will be Chelsea versus Newcastle on Monday in the Premier League.
They don't look overawed by the occasion, that's for sure.
Oh, Kante, but Christensen, you should have been out. Should have been keeping your head up.
Any favours with that? No, that's sloppy. It's coming for number 7 again for a Barnsley corner. And this will all help the Barnsley sense of belief. They have made a really bright start. It's just all about the quality now of this ball that comes
Not
in.
a good start from us, boys.
Alex Mowatt's in charge of that. And you mentioned the height at the start of play. Haylick and Anderson in particular. Both pushing 2 metres tall. From Mowat. But not away by Zuma. Civic challenges. He's going to go back wide to Mowat again.
Go on.
Anticipated where that was going. And
Go on, Gilmore. Right, well done. Well done, Gilmore. Well done.
It's going to be a Chelsea throw. It's a corner that didn't come to anything, wasn't it? Mowat putting that ball in. It was one of those that was just there to be competed with. I feel though they could quite easily get a touch or something on those corners.
The one thing I will say is the pitch isn't the best. I think it's one of the worst pitches I've seen Chelsea play on. But that pitch looks absolutely awful.
Finds Abraham.
Go on, Abraham, run!
Touches of the ball from Tammy Abraham. Back comes Toby.
Oh, that
was a good tackle. Just tested Brad Collins' powers of concentration. Well, it would have been desperately unlucky if that had gone in. Sure, we can call it a back pass, but you see Abraham's pace here. Civic comes across, gallops. Good defending. Thankfully for him, it didn't go over the keeper.
Come on, Charles!
Collins joined Barnsley from Chelsea in 2019. He was at Chelsea from the under-12s upwards. Didn't manage to get all the way through the first team. So many like that. And so many of the big clubs. Well, I mean, he's here now. He's at Chelsea, but his development is somewhat different here, isn't it? There, I'm sure the academy have been.
We just need to keep playing with the passion, playing with the heart,
so far,
and just get going. We've not had a lot of chances. Barnsley have not had a lot of chances. They've one big chance that they should have really buried, but apart from that, they've not really been troubled, but we've not really troubled them.
Jack Walton, the last 3 games now. Emerson. It's Christensen.
It's interesting in this shape guy, the way that the wing backs push so high. Look at Alonso.
Go on, Charles!
Hudson-Odoi in the other opposition's half.
Hudson-Odoi hugging the touchline. Comes into good effect there. Here's Ziyech.
Go on!
Giving it away. Ziyech finds Hudson-Odoi.
Go on, Hudson!
Anderson on him.
Just started sharpening up a bit here, Chelsea, haven't they? Just see the passing, taking more care in it, moving it a little bit quicker. Being forced back here, though. Again, look at that Barnsley defence get right up to the halfway line.
Ziyech.
And also, for anyone who wants to join the Discord server, I'll put a link in the chat for you.
Britain. There's Emerson finding Marcus Alonso. Britain into him now.
And it will be pinned up top for you.
Haley. Swing and a miss. Gilmore plays it. Abraham.
Oi!
Stuck with him and Civic won the ball. Tammy Abraham is asking for a penalty, but there are no reviews tonight. On first viewing, it looked as though Civic got that just right.
He did. Really impressive as well. Look at him, very determined. Just gets the ball well. See, to me, it doesn't look like he gets the ball. But from here, live, when we saw it, it certainly looked like he did.
Doesn't get any of the ball, does he?
No.
Just shows you. Had to go through Abraham to nudge him onto the ball.
If there's VAR here, then
no doubt.
Yeah.
Hudson-Odoi.
What, Charles?
There's Chaplin.
We talked about Woodrow and the quality of him before the game. The chaps were, he is a good player, but they need to get the ball into him.
Owens out of his area, at the time, and the poise. That's a bit of a let-off for Barnsley. In fairness to Martin Atkinson, I think we all thought inside the ground, those of us lucky enough to be here, that Civic had got that just right. There you go. That's why there was the call for VAR, and that's why it's used.
And that's why, to a certain extent, it's a step in the right direction, although we're frustrated with how it's used, Guy, at the moment.
Still bedding in. Shouldn't be, really, should it? Here's Pulisic.
Oh, unlucky, Abraham, unlucky, unlucky.
No, that's disappointing, isn't it? Pulisic, player of his quality. I know he's on his left foot there. He's really got to pick Abraham out in the box.
Time for Woodrow to chase. Take the safest course of action, not putting it into the empty seats.
Well, Barnsley are just going long, aren't they, with all their goal kicks. It's percentage football. They're denying space to Chelsea. And that back line's really pushing up, condensing the space. Chelsea can't get on the ball at the moment.
Percentages and equations. One of the men behind the scenes at Barnsley these days is Billy Bean, the baseball man that the film Moneyball was made about. Formulas at work all over the place. I've not actually seen that.
So, how is everyone?
Player though on the quality and the feeling they have for the game, rather than just statistics.
And there we go. Civic on Abraham. Abraham with a strong shot. Pulisic with a polite inquiry.
So, how is everyone? 0-0 in the FA Cup, Chelsea versus Barnsley. The pitch isn't in the best condition, but the pitch looked absolutely the worst pitch I have ever seen. It's 0-0 going. We're trying to go for it as much as we can. Go on, Pulisic. Come on, if we can get an attempt on goal and try and just do something, I think we can gain something in this game. I'll be happy.
Pulled back by Chaplin, kept it from Gilmore. There's Kante. Marcus Alonso.
Oi!
And he's asking again.
Abraham is being
There's
fouled.
a rare old tangle with Mads Andersen.
And he's not happy at all, is he? Interesting to see this again. It's build up from the left-hand side, isn't it? Abraham's on his own at the moment. There's a tangle, shall we say? The referee just about got that right.
Chaplin. Adebayo. Seen off by Marcus Alonso. Don't think it crossed the line. It's going to be a throw, is it? I think for Barnsley, deep in Chelsea territory.
Adebayo.
Come on, Chelsea!
Every time he gets that ball, he's trying to test you.
His possession stats are increasingly turning blue. Britain. Marcus Alonso with the block and he played it back against.
Well done, Alonso!
He's the player who seems to be really benefiting from the change of management at Chelsea.
Well, it just shows you, doesn't it? Difference of opinion. He scored recently as well, didn't he? Ironically, hadn't been used, nor had Aspilicueta. He also scored against Burnley. Points to prove, these players.
Four games unbeaten under Thomas Tuchel, conceding just one goal. It was a one goal from Antonio Rudiger. Just a few miles down the road at Bramall Lane on Sunday. Here's Hudson-Odoi. Abraham on the move in the middle. Hudson-Odoi tries to play him in, and it's Halick who slides to put it behind.
Unlucky, Abraham, unlucky.
That's more like it from Chelsea. Ziyech, you can see in that little role just to create the triangular pass. Hudson-Odoi coming onto it, and really good defending there. Halick, you can see him, look, he's straining to get back in. Abraham's about to get on the end of that.
Someone in blue, get your head on the ball.
On the end of this, it's a Hakim Ziyech corner.
Corner for Chelsea, 25 minutes played. Hakim Ziyech to take the corner for Chelsea.
From Ziyech out of the box to Gilmore, thinking out of the box.
I can understand what he was trying to do there, it just didn't work. It just didn't work, but I can understand what he was trying to do.
Look at that Barnsley defence. Look, everybody, it's about territory, isn't it? Get to that halfway line as quick as you can.
And Zuma.
At the moment, Chelsea are trying their best to try and create something. It's just Barnsley are just being very little, just being basically just putting like 11 men behind the ball.
Christensen.
But as long as we have the possession and we try and do something with it, eventually we might break them down.
Spins to give the ball away.
It just depends how long it will take.
Left. Christensen on the floor holding his head.
But if he's holding his head, then there's that head injury.
Alex Milch strides on to strike. Whips itself wide.
But if the player's holding...
Christensen's in a bit of trouble there. He seemed to get to his feet and stagger a little bit. He tried to almost tackle with his head. Just move it on it.
Yeah, but if it's a head injury, if he's injured his head or anything, then he should have stopped it for a head injury.
Look, he goes with his head, and I think he gets a knot or a boot, and then shortly after that, you see it there, they come together there, first bang of the head, and then I think, oof, there's another clip. Have to be very careful with that. He's on his feet again now, though. That's good news.
I hate Martin Atkinson. That referee is an idiot.
He's quickly back to his feet. And we'll have concussion substitutes as an extra option. Won't be needed yet.
Come on, Chelsea!
Stafford doing a quick tidy job.
I think the managers get involved in there as well.
Well done, Christensen. Well done. Come on, boys!
That's by Woodrow from the Chelsea throw.
Still 0-0. Chelsea 0, Barnsley 0, 28 minutes played.
Zuma. More to Christensen.
Come on, Chelsea!
It's in the door.
Chelsea on the ball at the moment. We're just passing the ball around, folks. Just trying to create something, but we just can't seem to create anything. At the moment in time, we're trying our best. It's just a Barnsley have just put everyone behind the ball, and it's just saying, come and break us down if you can.
Ticking even further in favour of Chelsea now. They will, but Barnsley just got to stick to their task here. Be patient.
Oh, Abraham, unlucky.
Stan's forced to turn again. I think that's the problem, isn't it? Getting that ball in, there's one over the top now. It's dealt with.
Well done, Christensen.
Dealt with very neatly by Andrews Christensen. Kante. Ziyech.
That's a ball.
A sweep out to Marcus Alonso.
Well done, Alonso. Go on, Alonso.
Pulisic. Britain and Civic were both after him, and good defensive work done again. He's doing well over there, Britain, is he? Because he wants to defend, of course, but he's also getting forward when he can. Civic. With that. Emerson.
Do you remember me?
Zuma.
I can't remember the last time you were on the stream. Vision. But hello, V8 Vision.
Kante. I think the risk here, Guy, for Barnsley is quite high line. And
come on, Charles. Half an hour played. 0-0. Oh, Gilmore. Oh, that's a free kick. Well done. If any of you guys want to put a question down in the chat, I'll happily answer any questions you guys want to put towards me.
Really close to the action here in the commentary position, and Hudson Odoi looks really sharp there. Just too quick for them. Just moves it away. Not committed. Chelsea took the free kick. Very swiftly.
Oh, okay. So you're Owen. So you're a Noah Nightingale, but you've just changed your complete name on YouTube.
Onto it again.
Go on. Onto the door.
Pulisic's coming field to help.
Oh.
Hudson Odoi has run it out of play.
Oh, he's run out of play.
A goal kick for Barnsley. Yeah, just looking here at the work that's been done. Just a bit of housekeeping to tell you about the FA Cup 5th round highlights. Streaming now on BBC iPlayer, well worth a watch, particularly Everton Tottenham from last night. Saturday, BBC One, we go with the Oval Ball, 4 PM, Six Nations, Scotland v Wales. Winning starts for both last weekend. Double disappointment for Anglo-Irish rugby enthusiast Martin Keogh. Well, it was a good result, certainly from Scotland, wasn't it?
Come on, Chelsea!
Scotland. We do like the Union. Could have seen you playing it, actually. Some people thought I did play it, but anyway, never mind. Tuchel doesn't look particularly impressed with what we've been watching by and large so far. I did like his rather romantic words when he was asked about did he know about the English FA Cup this week. There's that notion we can all relate to. So if you're a little boy in Germany with no internet in those times, even then you knew the words FA Cup and Wembley. Wow. It shows you, isn't it, the oldest cup competition in football?
Oh, boys! If you guys like the stream, hit the thumbs up button to get to like, subscribe with the bell notification, don't forget to hit both. as well as you get updates about when I do live watch-alongs in the future.
His clearance went straight to Helic.
Come on!
No, it's lifted it in early first time. He wanted Britain to come in onto it again. That time Marcus Alonso dealt with it.
Well done, Alonso!
Yeah, good play again from Barnsley there. Just switching the play really nicely, aren't they? From right to left, it comes back in quickly. Just can't get the player on the end of it. Alonso, first-class defending from him.
And that earlier ball from Mowat that was flipped on by Chaplin towards Britain remains the best chance that either side have had in the game.
Certainly does. Could be another good chance here if this service is good.
Come on, boys!
Good looking corner. It's coming to Herbie Kane. Another chance for Mowat to cross. Forced back, but cross now he does. Slivic's header. Alonso.
Well done.
Flags up for offside. It's going to be a free kick for Chelsea. We had the draw for the quarter-finals before kick-off tonight. If you did miss that, just to let you know, it's Everton against Manchester City, Bournemouth against Southampton, Leicester City against Manchester United, and then the winners of this one will be at home to Sheffield United. Could be a South Yorkshire derby. Could be.
Who knows? It's not been quite the start we expected from Chelsea, has it, really? Not completely dominating. It's not really clicking at the moment for them.
Christensen. Civic, just have a look, made sure he was awaiting the back pass.
Come on! You guys want to answer? Give me any questions, put down in the chat, and I'll answer as many questions as I can.
Enjoys this competition. Olivier Giroud, 4 times an FA Cup winner. 1 Chelsea, 3 Arsenal. How many times did you win it, Martin?
Just the 3. Right, just the 3. These figures they're getting now, though, some of these players. Incredible, isn't it?
There's Woodrow.
See, that's good play. Woodrow there, tidy, recycles it, gets back in the box.
Come on, Joes!
Britain. And Britain continues. And squeezes the crossover. It was too high for Woodrow. Awkward for Hudson-Odoi, who has to boot it away from Callum Styles' pressure. Again, we see it's the number 7 on the right, the number 4 on the left, pushing forward from wide for Barnsley.
Yeah, Britain again is really persistent there. Manages to dig a cross out.
Come on, Joes!
Press high, they're in good positions when they attack and win it back.
And another Herbie Kane long throw. It's not quite in the class of the Ben Tozer that we saw for Cheltenham in the last round. It was a declined opportunity there. In now from Kane.
Out! Get it out!
Civic. Down to earth with Abraham. Abraham had his heel clipped, and it will be a free kick.
Well done, ref!
Abraham scored home and away against Barnsley when he had his loan season with Bristol City a few years back. Did the names, didn't he? Bristol City, Swansea, Aston Villa. Fully fledged Chelsea number 9.
That ball's better from Christensen there. He's in, Ziyech. You need to time those runs better, Guy, from deep. It's such a high line for Barnsley. It's good combination of good pressure, and the back line is really uptight behind.
Christensen threatened to miss it.
Come on, boys!
Gilmore.
We need to play a lot more better, because at the moment we're not playing as good as we should be. We should be playing a lot better. We should be creating chances, but I still think we should be 1-0 up, because really we should be having the penalty. And it's typical it's Martin Atkinson that doesn't give it to us. It's the second time he's not given us a penalty this season, where he obviously didn't touch the ball.
He's come
Oh, Pulisic, unlucky Pulisic.
Important interception, staying on your feet, not overcommitting. When you do, you get the tackle, you make it count.
That's an Odoi waits. Stars keeps him waiting. Played out by Anderson though, and it's a bit of a gift of a throw for Chelsea. 7 first half minutes to go. The regulation first half minutes. Chelsea
throw into Chelsea, taken by Hudson-Odoi. Christensen on the ball for Chelsea. Now it's with Zuma. Zuma to Emerson. Emerson trying to go on to Alonso, and unfortunately that's not managed to make it this time round. Alonso.
It's going very deep, isn't he? Pulisic, you feel maybe he'd be better rewarded.
Now it's with Zuma.
Higher.
Zuma to Christensen. Christensen all the way back to Kepa. And Kepa's going long, and this is going up towards Abraham, but unfortunately it's got to Christensen. But it's now gone all the way to the Barnsley goalkeeper.
Ball down, wouldn't you, as a Premier League player?
Good touch.
Champion will give chase. Ziyech. Anderson close into him and plays the ball against him for a Barnsley throw. It's applauded by Valerian Ismail.
You can see them growing in confidence, Barnsley, winning their tackles.
Starts. Can't get it through the gap.
Ziyech to Abraham. Go on, Abraham.
It's been, we talked about the Six Nations. It was that sort of tackle there from Halik.
Yeah, he's gone in after him, isn't he? That's what they need to do, is press the opposition.
Chelsea are trying. Hello, Strange Dragon.
Zuma.
How's Gilmore? Gilmore's playing alright, not really had much of the ball.
Woodrow.
But Barnsley are playing on such a high line that it's making it hard for Chelsea to string a pass together.
Another example there, guy winning that ball back really well.
But Gilmore's playing in the centre of midfield with Kante, so Pulisic's on the ball for Chelsea. He's put Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi in the box. Go on. Oh, Pulisic unlucky. Best chance for Chelsea in this first half. Nearly 1-0 Chelsea, but good opportunity. Good play it was.
Just watch his movement. Nice little ball that he threads through. And he's onto it.
Good play that was from Chelsea. Pulisic to Hudson-Odoi. Hudson-Odoi crossed it in towards Pulisic, who unfortunately couldn't get a good connection on it, and it goes out for a goal kick to Barnsley. But it's better. But it's better.
Get the connection he wanted.
And thank you for the thumbs up, I highly appreciate it.
Season. 11 goals in the last campaign.
It's going to be a tough day at the office for us.
Christensen. Emerson.
But if we keep playing the way we are, and we keep playing with the passion, with the integrity, with the hope, I think we can get a good result.
Gilmore then gets the better of Mowatt.
Gilmore's on the ball for Chelsea now. It's with Kante, Pulisic, Pulisic to Emerson. Emerson to Alonso. Alonso to Gilmore. Now it's with Zuma. The passing line, so is the pitch playing the crucial role for Barnsley? I don't know. We can't blame the pitch, but the pitch is awful. The pitch is awful, and I won't blame that one bit. But we should be playing better. Strange Dragon, we should be playing better. We should be playing better.
When they get a chance, they've got to take it. Exactly that. They've turned it into a scrap. and that's what they want it to continue to be. He said, didn't he, before this game, the rules in the FA Cup are different. Tuchel is learning that. It's a matter about reputation, quality of player. I mean, it's almost like he's forming a new team. It's an awful lot of changes, and the unrest. It was a
Gilmore tried to put it long towards onto the door, but unfortunately Barnsley have sniffed it out. And now Barnsley are now on the attack. Come on, Chelsea, just defend.
Britain, Styles is chunked over on the other side. Britain's progress is stalled.
Well done, Alonso!
There's an important challenge from Alonso. Styles was desperate to get past him.
It's going to be another, by the looks of it, although double bluffed as last time, another Herbie Kane long throw. No, it's not. He's double bluffed us again.
Ball's going in and it's a corner to Barnsley, folks. Corner to Barnsley.
It was actually clever for him, actually, because
44 minutes played, still 0-0.
He's just playing it short, and he can hit it in from his foot instead. Is this the perfect time to score, Guy?
Damn, how's Alonso and Everton playing it? How's Alonso and Everton playing it? Played alright, they just said the best chance of the game for Barnsley is basically being there. Marcus Alonso was just a little bit switched off and the player got in front of, behind him. Come on.
Something clever here, and it's hit by Britain.
Oh, Barnsley nearly went 1-0 up. Again. Switched off again.
Really clever, wasn't it? Just along the ground. The player then coming from deep to come onto it. It's completely outfoxed Chelsea. Just couldn't get the connection. If he gets a touch on that, it's in the back of the net.
That's what Valerian Ismail's been working on in training the last few days. It was Connor Chaplin who made the run.
Chelsea just need to start playing and start. Oh, Zuma.
Well, exactly. He just needs to improvise a little bit more there.
Barnsley got their confidence on the rise again. Chaplin blasted
Another
against
corner.
Zuma, another corner. They've got to be quick about it. The last message we heard is that there weren't going to be any additional minutes at the end of this half.
No, again, Moet just helping that ball into the channel. I wonder what they got up their sleeve for this one.
See why Chelsea were caught out with the height that Barnsley have. No wonder they expected it to be fired in high.
Corner being taken for Barnsley.
Very high
Into the gloves of Kepa.
Watching it all
And that's half time.
And that will do it for the first half at Oakwell. So Barnsley end the half with a flurry. They started the half the brighter side. The best chance of the match remains. The first chance of the match when Callum Britton came charging in from the right but fired it, or touched it straight against Kepa. Chelsea's best moment, perhaps they ought to have had a penalty when Toby Sibic went through Tammy Abraham in a bid to get to the ball. Thomas Tuchel has got to have something a little better from his side second half. Half time, Barnsley 0, Chelsea 0.
Very interesting first half, and there's no question that Barnsley had the best chances in those first 45 minutes. They played really well, Alan.
Played really well, Gary. They should be leading. High energy, pressed the ball, created one or two very, very good chances, not let Chelsea settle on the ball at all. They've swarmed them, they've been after them, and their managers should be really impressed with their performance. Chelsea being poor, not started yet. I said before the game, if 2 or 3 are not at it, then Barnsley will have a chance tonight. 4 or 5 of them are not at it.
Yeah, and I think the only thing Barnsley perhaps regret from that first half is missing those opportunities in many ways.
Yeah, they're missing
So
chances,
everyone.
but Barnsley have been so organised. They've been brilliant to watch. Every time the ball comes up, they squeeze up on the press. One goes and the other backs him up. I've been totally impressed with it. Chelsea sloppy. The wide play, Hudson-Odoi on this side, Alonso, the ball's in behind, and the pass has been so poor time and time again. But yeah, it's been a great game so far from Barnsley.
Well, as we said, Barnsley had the best chances. Let's look at both of them, and so close, Alan, wasn't it?
Well, there were 2 excellent chances, particularly this one. They work it really well. You can see Britain on the far side there. He actually gets into the middle, and I mean, what is he? I don't know, 3 yards out. Good ball in, flick on there. He's got the whole goal. He just puts it straight at Kepa. It's a good save,
Could
but
you guys
look at that. He's just got to come this side of him, hasn't he?
Just open his foot a little bit more, he could possibly. Then there's this one as well. And it looks like...
Recommend me a nice scoreboard to use for games in the future.
Yeah, I think it is, yeah.
Just gets in the way there and just sends it wide. Just happened at the end of the game. He thinks it's in.
You can see that. You can see the excitement on his face there because you know
yeah,
they've been working
start
on
now.
that in training.
Watch your view. Not bad. I'll see
No
you
question
guys.
about that. You've been very impressed with the way Barnsley have pressed in that first half, got up high and quick.
The setup has been absolutely excellent for a championship side to be so organised, stick to the game plan. One goes, the other one follows behind them, and then the other one goes. As soon as they pass, the trigger, that's the important bit. When I was reading the interview before, is the trigger. As soon as they pass, the next one goes. And Chelsea have found it hard to get out. You know, they're comfortable when they break the press, but it's been very hard for them to get out of this. And the thing I like about it, everyone knows the roles, the jobs. You know, sometimes you see teams, one goes and the other doesn't go, and, you know, they chip the ball in behind. Look at the triangles here. The work from the front men has been absolutely sensational, and they've played some good football with it as well. It's not just being about the pressing side of the game. This one leads to a chance. Yeah, the shot's not that great, but this is the most impressive thing that I saw. Look how quick the back five get up until the halfway line. This is drill. This is what you practice in training, and they implemented the plan so well. And Chelsea found it hard to break them down.
Is the question with this high-octane performance whether they can maintain it for 90 minutes and possibly longer?
That's what I worry about, because quality starts to come through in the second half. So, you know, how many times you play well in the first half of the games and you run out of steam in the second half? I think they will get to 70, 80 minutes and they will tire.
They should be reasonably fresh though, because they haven't played for a while. So you'd think that they'd be able to keep that up.
Yeah, 12 days I think it is since they last paid. Chelsea though probably should have had a penalty.
Yes.
You think?
Yeah, I mean we were really close to it, but in fairness to the referee, we all said it was a very good tackle. But looking at the replay, he doesn't get any of the ball. You can see Abraham goes down there and appealing for the penalty.
On the first angle, look at it, and just see there, he touches his foot there. You know that the first angle actually looked like he got the ball, but if you slow it down there, he gets the play.
God, I miss VAR.
No, we're complaining about VAR so many times, but today,
you know, referees make mistakes, and the thing about VAR, it could correct things like that, but at the same time, VAR's still getting things wrong as well. So I mean, it's early stages of that, but that's for another day. You're not overly impressed with Chelsea going forward either, Alan?
No, they've got into some good positions, Gary, but their final ball has just been sloppy, poor. I know that the pitch isn't a great pitch and it's very bubbly, but that is not a difficult pass from Pulisic. That's a very good position to be in. That's a simple pass for a player at that level. Gilmour again should look up, should pass forward. The run is on for him and the pass is on, but they choose to go sideways. Same thing again. I don't think this is a hard pass either. Hudson-Odoi right hand side, whip it into that second 6-yard box instead of trying to pass it along, giving the defender a chance. And no wonder he's not happy, because a lot of his players have been poor. They've got to come out and do better that second half. Try and move the ball quicker.
Is that the key? Was that what Tuchel will be saying?
Absolutely, move it quicker and be more precise when you get into those areas.
Yeah. As for Barnsley, that'll be just more of the same, surely.
Yeah, more of the same. I think Mauer as well deserves a mention.
Yeah.
He's put some great balls into the box and unlucky with certain bits and pieces, but they just trust each other out there. That's what I like about it. They've got no fear. We talked about before the game, you know, enjoy the experience and the relishing this task.
And give yourself a chance as well, which is what they've done. They're right in at half-time. Yes, they could have the lead, but it's all to play for. We've got a cup tie.
No, it's good. It's very good. I think Chelsea can only get better, because I do think he'll adjust one or two things in that second half, because what he's doing is he's playing Ziyech and Pulisic just in behind Abraham, which is allowing the two wing backs to stretch and get really high up on the pitch, and the switch of play is switch of players on all the time.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the second half of Barnsley versus Chelsea is coming up shortly. Earlier this evening, Wolves face Southampton in the FA Cup 5th round. Commentary from Simon Brotherton.
Southampton have made a very bright start here. Kilman with the header clear, only half away. Lovely touch from Danny Ings, and a vitally important challenge at the very last moment by Saiz. Ward-Prowse with the flick. Nicely done by Southampton's number 9, but Saiz just able to get there and make the block.
Are you asking, are they still playing? No, it's half time.
Ings makes his move into the middle. Redmond's there and doesn't make a clean contact.
What do you mean?
Nearly, but not quite for Southampton. Gibbs White will chase. And the referee's going to bring the game back. There was no advantage. That initial challenge on Kiana Hoover by Moussa Djenepo just left that leg hanging out there. Jean Moutinho with this kick now for Wolves, sending it in, and Roman Saiz sends that a mile over the top of the bar. First clear sighting of goal that Wolves have had.
What do you mean by that?
Here's Danny Ings, great chance. Ruddy makes the block, but Ings on the ricochet is nonetheless denied the goal as the flag goes up. And they are getting the lines out just to see whether he's offside or not. It will be very, very close.
Guys.
And Jonathan Moss does indeed give the goal to Southampton. And Danny Ings gives Southampton the lead.
If you guys... Are any of you guys on what's the thing? Oh, what's the thing?
Salisu almost playing.
If any of you are on
indeed he has.
Oh, let me try and think.
And over the top by Fabio Silva.
So let me think about it, EY.
Played his team into all sorts of bother. And Fabio
I don't know how you can join the stream, that's the only thing.
Southampton moving the ball around well. And Armstrong's gained plenty of ground, and here goes Nathan Redmond. And this could be a great chance. Ings racing in. Fancies it. Excellent save by John Ruddy. And the chance
can
2-0
any of you guys recommend me a site for me to do a scoreboard thing? Because the scoreboard that I'm trying to use at the moment, I'm unable to use it. So if you guys can recommend me one, it would be handy, helpful.
There's a great chance. Oh, what a save by Fraser Forster to deny Adama Traore.
Chelsea are not doing well. We're not playing the best. Barnsley are outplaying us, and it's not what we want to do. But
Adam sent it forward. Chased by Teller. Ball given away here by John Ruddy.
So
Teller still got it. Here's Armstrong. That's it.
So
it's the cap tie right there.
Do any of you guys want to recommend me a scoreboard, an easy one?
His team are heading into the quarterfinals of the FA Cup.
It's never easy to win against them, and we had a few games here where we won up and then in the end conceded the equalizer. So it was important that we make the second goal.
And
a big chance.
Guys, I really do mean this when I mean I really need recommendations. Because I've been looking for a while, because the site I am using, you now have to pay to use that now. I need to get a scoreboard, but it's not even allowing me to use it anymore.
Believing what we are doing, they are convinced about what we are doing, and that gives us, hopefully also in the Premier League now, the first win since a long time.
So,
excellent win for Southampton after 4 straight defeats.
How can you not be being Barnsley? I know, Tom, I know.
Was made, and here it is. Everton's tie against Manchester City will be the first time in 40 years the sides have met in the FA Cup. Bournemouth, who last reached the quarter-finals in 1957, will host Southampton, who we've just seen go through. Local derby, that one. Leicester will hope to end a run of 5 consecutive quarter-final defeats as they take on 12-time winners Manchester United. And whoever progresses from tonight's tie will host Sheffield United. Elsewhere, Bayern Munich have won the FIFA World Cup, Club Cup I should say, after defeating Mexican side Tigres 1-0 in Qatar. Benjamin Pavard scored the winner for Bayern with his close-range volley eventually confirmed by VAR. The Germans Giants have now won 6 trophies in the space of 8 months. There's extended FA Cup 5th round highlights
So,
on BBC iPlayer now. Scotland against Wales in Rugby Union Six Nations is live on BBC One on Saturday. You can hear Crystal Palace against Burnley on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, and highlights of all of Saturday's Premier League games, including Manchester City against Tottenham and Leicester Liverpool, are in Match of the Day.
Do you
It
guys...
feels like a broken record.
So-
Staying home, keeping our distance. It's a tough time.
So,
Physical health is important,
I really
but
need
our
some
mental health is
recommendations.
too.
I really
So,
do need it,
How
folks.
are you? Maybe we can help. BBC Headroom has everything you need, including inspiring stories, tips to get you motivated, playlists to lift your mood or calm your nerves. Look after
Guys,
yourself and your mind too.
I could really use a hand in you helping me with the stream, so that's... Sorry if I'm putting this in a lot of times. I need recommendations.
Stuff from the BBC.
Changing the team at
Southampton,
95.
Units
What's
club,
up?
a long time ago, but you were there once upon a time. Good to see them return to form.
Yeah, they've been struggling of late. I've heard the manager say that they've
So-
had a little bit of poor luck in
So,
games.
can you
And
guys
they
recommend me
have,
any
this'll keep their
scoreboards
season going.
that you guys
They've
know
been,
of that I
they've
can
been
go
struggling, but it just
that I
keeps
can
exciting
go
around the
and
football
use
club.
on stream?
You know what an FA Cup run
Danny
does
Ings
to fans.
thought that was going to be rolled out, but
Yeah, it
tight
was,
one.
It was a tight one, but it was the right decision.
Great finish.
One of my finishes there. I'm glad for Danny Ings because, like you said, the results not been great, but I don't know what the keeper's thinking there. Puts himself under all sorts of trouble. But look at that for a finish.
Clever.
Absolutely fantastic. The technique to open out your foot from Armstrong there. Absolutely.
Right in the
splendid.
corner. Wolves are struggling, aren't they? They're struggling to score goals really as much as
Well,
anything
they've
else.
lost their one of their more important player, and they don't seem to have recovered from that. They
Yeah.
can't find the back of the net, can they?
Yeah, quarterfinals will be good.
They'd be good, but the Wolves are just the first half. They're just stifle games. They need to go to teams from the get-go. It's always like the wait and then come better in the second half. And a lot of teams have figured them out now.
Okay, well the second half between Barnsley and Chelsea is on the way. It's all to play for.
Slipped across, saved by Kepa. Doesn't get any of the ball, does he?
No. Yeah, good play again from Barnsley there.
Pulisic has lost his footing. Something clever here, and it's hit by Britton and it's deflected behind.
So close to getting a lead in that first half, Barnsley. It wasn't to be. They might rue those missed opportunities, but they'll also be very proud of their first half performance.
Yeah, they did they were the better team. They passed it better than Chelsea did. They closed them down, they worked hard, and they forced Chelsea into mistakes. But I expect Chelsea to come out and be a lot better in the second half. And I said before about the switch of play, I think that's key to them in the second half. They can get something out of it if their passing is better in the final third, particularly switch of play, that long one out to the wing back.
A Tuchel ticking off, do you think, at half time?
Yeah, definitely a ticking off because they've been like Alan said, they need to see the wing backs, the passing's been too sloppy. Need to up the tempo. The players in this team were trying to get a place in the starting team, and this is the time to show it. And they've just been laboured at times, but I have to give credit to Barnsley because they really have been really good.
Okay, well they're 45 minutes away from possibly being in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup. Let's rejoin Martin Keown alongside...
Why do you guys have to go and hate me for some reason? Why?
Nothing between the 8-time winners of the FA Cup. The last was 3 years ago, Chelsea, and the one-time winners back in 1912 when Barnsley beat West Bromwich Albion 1-0 in a replay at Bramall Lane. And the ball that was used in the 1912 final is in the boardroom here at Oakwell. We had a little look before the match, and even Martin didn't fancy heading that.
No, we winced when we saw it. It's actually square at the moment, isn't it? It's changed shape.
It's lost a bit of air.
Certainly has.
Julian Ismail was a Coupe de France winner as a player with Strasbourg in 2001. He won the German Cup twice as a player with Werder Bremen and Bayern Munich, who we've just seen have been crowned the FIFA Club World Champions again. Tigres. And we are going to restart with a double Chelsea change. Tuchel is not hanging about. Andreas Christensen has gone off. Antonio Rudiger is on. Maybe something to do with the blow to the head that Christian got around about midway through the first half. The other the changes seeing Reece James take the field, and he has come on for Marcus Alonso. Have a look and see what that does to the Chelsea system in due course.
Well, I think Alonso, they were talking, weren't they, about worried about the amount of minutes they wanted, so that's based around resting him for the weekend. James will come on, he's very versatile, been outstanding recently, got back into the team. And you're right, maybe that knock on Christensen's head is the reason that Rudiger's coming on.
No changes, Barnsley. I'm going to try and stick with how they were doing in the first half. Chance at the start of it, chance at the end of it.
I need your help, folks.
Two previous FA Cup ties between Barnsley and Chelsea have both been won by the Yorkshire side. Last time Chelsea were here, 2008, 1-0. Robert J jumping Carl could achieve to have home winning goal midway through the second half. And then back in 1989,
Tyler.
Campbell's Chelsea Blues. Second division clash as it was.
Tyler, can you send me a link to the scoreboard that you recommended for me? Have you got any recommendations for a scoreboard? So I need help. Hello, Tyler.
A lot of time since their last game.
Do any of you guys have any recommendations? I unfortunately can't put the scoreboard back up because you now have to pay to use the scoreboard that I've used. So, unfortunately, I can't use it.
They're enjoying this game at home tonight. Barnsley fans are nice in the warm.
Does anybody have any recommendations for a scoreboard?
The team is coming forward here, and it's Chaplin who's going to shoot.
What do you stream using?
Chaplin just come off the front players, the defenders. Finds himself in a lot of space.
And also, we need it to be free.
Taking that on a little bit. Trying to shoot from a hell of a long way out.
God, Chels! It'd be good if you guys could help me out. It'll be massively appreciated. I've been looking for weeks and weeks and weeks for a new scoreboard, and I just can't find any, and I thought I'll recommend it to you, the viewers.
Gilmore needs to ride the stumble. Zuma. Hunter. Here's James.
I don't think Google has a scoreboard.
Zuma. Emerson.
Do you have any recommendations for a scoreboard that I can use in the streams?
James.
Just looking at the system here, guy. Looks as if
Come on, Chelsea.
Maybe a back four. Chelsea just made that adjustment. We know Tuchel likes to play that way, certainly at PSG.
So the goes to the left, Pulisic to the right. Ziyech. Execute it properly. Contact.
Just search up the game and crop the scoring. But the only difference is,
Following the Jurgen Klopp route, with the exception of PSG.
I'm not really good at doing that.
Coach at Mainz, he was known for changing the system multiple times in the course of one game.
Yeah, and with Barnes, he's been so effective in the first half, well drilled. It's a new problem for them. Ziyech is really parked, isn't he? Just off the front there, in that midfield.
There's Gilmore. Contact.
You guys, I need one as an example. I'll show you an example of what I'm meaning. I need one like this. We need one like this so I can put the scores up. It makes it easier and everything else. This is the recommendation up there. I want a scoreboard like that so it's a little bit easier to use. I mean, it's easy to use that.
Tuchel is going absolutely berserk
Come on, boys!
Touchline there. It's really frustrated with the way that Chelsea keep giving the ball away. I think actually this system will suit Kante a lot more. He's going to be sitting quite deep in that midfield.
Yeah, a moment ago, as Chelsea were players with that passing, he did 2 pirouettes and slapped his hands to his thighs. There's Abraham. Chelsea's through.
I think it's obvious he wants them to be a little bit more direct there. He was applauding that pass from James. Abraham held on to it well.
Come on, Chelsea!
Got to be 1 touch, 2 touch, keep moving it. It's always the challenge.
Wreck it, I can't use it anymore.
Quickly, but look at this.
They've deactivated the one I can use and made a brand new one that now you've got to pay for it to use it, which I think is annoying.
Go back to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Connected by Pulisic, helped on by Gilmour. Anderson will get it again for Barnsley. Styles plays it against James. Barnsley's throw.
No, they're not picking up the message, are they, Chelsea? This man will be delighted.
Come on, boys! Come on, Chelsea!
Changes that have been made to the system. They'll be barking out new instructions to these Barnsley players.
Gilmour. And dispossessed. Will roll through easily for Kepa. Rudiger.
It's all very safe, isn't it, from Chelsea? There's an example there. Emerson had the ball, he goes back with it. This ball's got to go forward now.
Hudson-Odoi. Fancies a run at Civic. Lost his footing but kept the ball. He finds Ziyech with it nicely. And he finds
Come on,
Anderson
boys!
He's frustrated that it's skewed awkwardly behind for a corner. Ziyech has got to get involved in the game a whole lot more.
Well, he hasn't yet sprung into life, has he? You know what a great talent he was at Ajax. Hasn't really shown that in the Chelsea shirt yet.
It's his corner now. His best one.
Really disappointing, isn't it? Really disappointing.
Contact. Britain's header out. Chaplin. Hudson-Odoi. There's a tentative kick. Straight to Chaplin, down the line towards Woodrow. And it's under his studs. Kepa's got to be very careful with the Boyejo closing in.
He was confident.
Really good to contact. Zuma. Abraham.
Come on, Chelsea!
Styles. There's the claim that the arm came across unfairly from Pulisic. Rhys James has not profited from that.
No.
He's trying to get the ball again. It's got a throw in for Chelsea.
He hasn't. If he gets his head up, Abraham's on his own in the box. Got to do things earlier, Chelsea. You sometimes wonder, you know, can you get too much information from the manager? Because Tuchel is actually screaming at the players at all moments. When you cross that white line, you've got to go and do it yourself to a certain extent.
White line's increasingly becoming brown. And a pitch that wasn't fit for play last Saturday. Newman's Derby County were meant to be here. North Watermont. James. Kante.
Everything is sideways from Chelsea at the moment, isn't it? These Barnsley players keep this up, the work rate involved, it's really tough for them.
Hudson-Odoi collected that neatly, but then lost the ball promptly. And he's held back Callum Britton. That's going to be a Barnsley free kick.
Well, we've seen Britain do really well, haven't we, in the game so far? Attacking-wise, 2 decent efforts there. He's defending well. Get everybody up to the halfway line, Barnsley. They don't apologise for it. Keeper will take this one.
Chat going on between 2 more Callums, Britton and Hudson-Odoi. Collins, he was asking Woodrow to battle for it. Here is Colin Woodrow. Handed away by James. Hudson-Odoi. Ziyech. Barnsley throw. It's just not Premier League crisp from Chelsea tonight.
It's not, is it? You're seeing that the body language of Ziyech as well. It's not happening for him.
Gilmore.
Oh, makes sense.
Woodrow out to Britain. Clear by Rudiger back there for Chelsea. There's Herbie Kane now to cross. Rudiger again, then Zuma. Ziyech. Lost it to Sibic. Barnsley just cranking it up here.
They are. They can't stop these crosses coming in, Chelsea. Defended well by Rudiger twice.
Chaplin was too quick for Zuma. Rudiger on hand once more.
They're out scrapping Chelsea, aren't they? At the moment, no desire.
That's a good tackle. Well timed by Anderson. Mowat now. Trying to feed Woodrow. Woodrow blocked by Rudiger. James. Bounced away from Ziyech and it's bounced up to Adebayo.
They just had a really good spell there, didn't they, Barnsley? Woodrow, the ball, just a little bit too much pace on it. I thought maybe he was going to get an opportunity to pull the trigger.
Zuma. Rudiger. Kante. Gilmore races on. Abraham is there too, but the back heel caught out Billy Gilmore. He wasn't ready for that.
Well, that was the one forward pass, wasn't it? Suddenly Kante whipping one into the space.
James plays it against Chaplin's knees behind for a Chelsea goal kick. It's just starting to open up a little bit. It's not exactly brimming with exciting quality yet. Maybe Barnes' new signing can provide it. Daryl DK, 20-year-old new USA international. He's going to come on in attack and take the place of Adebayo. Here's Hudson-Odoi.
Oh!
So close. It's as close as Chelsea have been.
Well, a bit of magic there, wasn't it? First of all, his touch. Just plucks it out of the sky. This is when he's at his best. Look, attacks the middle, goes inside.
Can you guys read that in the chat?
He's coming back to something like his best, isn't he? Hudson-Odoi.
Nothing else on for him other than to go for the shot. Here we go, a double Barnsley change. Adebayo makes way for the new boy DK. Dominic Frieser. Straight attacking midfielder is going to come on for Connor Chaplin. 2 straight changes made by Valerian Ismail.
Done well, Chaplin in the game.
So you guys can read that.
And all Barnsley supporters and all future championship opposition of Barnsley will be interested to see this man. He's on loan from Orlando City, where he was a teammate of Nani. He made his USA debut on the 1st of this month, and making that debut allowed him to be granted a work permit to make his move to South Yorkshire. Very highly rated. rated striker. Goals in the MLS last year. This isn't Orlando.
No, but the scene is set for him, isn't it? To maybe be a star of the show here.
Abraham.
Come on, boy!
Ziyech. Frustrated again. Woodrow forward. Trying to ask Freezer to chase. This time it's Ismail who's the more frustrated of the two coaches.
Looks like Woodrow is going to play slightly deeper, isn't he? More
So do you guys like the font that I've
Try and
used?
find these two front men.
Or do you think it could have been better?
Emerson.
Come on, Chelsea!
Conte. Hudson-Odoi. Starting to look as though he might be more of a threat this half. And he's nudged to the floor there by Britain. It's going to be a Chelsea free kick.
I think Chelsea are anxious to get the ball, aren't they, to him as often as they can. The beating of his man at the moment. There's three players there trying to stop him.
It's actually Woodrow who caught him from behind.
So do you guys want me to try a better one? I'll try a better one then, if you guys have asked.
Middle, Abraham, Zuma or Rudiger, who's just getting himself acquainted with Daryl DK. Or leaves it. Ziyech teases it in, and it's just Antonio Rudiger at the front of the queue.
Well, it's a decent delivery, isn't it? I wonder if that Rudiger just gets ahead of the ball there. Should be hitting the target. Just goes past that near post. Can't shape his head, can he, to get the angle he needs. See that ball there, the first man is there, isn't he, to stop that ball. He should be a little bit closer to his colleague and exploit that space, Chelsea, with that delivery.
Sevic. Emerson did well to keep that in, and Hudson-Odoi would have done well to keep that ball. This is Mowat now, getting away from Gilmore. Freezer. Got a bit of pace in the game. Needed it.
He's starting to play Mowat, isn't he? Really good silky feet there. Just a bit casual with that ball. Yeah, it's just his concentration, isn't it?
Zuma.
Ismail's reacted well, hasn't he, with that change to a back four from Chelsea. Suddenly put two strikers in with one player withdrawn. Slight variation to their system, but they're still pressing high now.
Abraham.
Do you guys like this font that I've used?
Giroud is getting ready to continue his
Olivier!
So Kovacic with it, perhaps not so keen on it, having been sent off in the final last year. Thomas Tuchel is finding his second trip in a few days to South Yorkshire similar to the first. He said after Sheffield United on Sunday, despite the win, it was tough to watch. We had many ball losses, many easy mistakes. Well, deja vu.
I wonder whether Kovacic might come on in that midfield to get on the ball and actually be the link to their front players, because they can't see the past first base. Barnsley, credit to them for stopping them from playing. It's very slow and ponderous from Chelsea.
Emerson. Conte.
Come on, Jones!
Gilmore.
Go on!
And then
Go
James.
on!
And
Go
James
on!
is on the charge into the box.
Yes! Tommy Abraham! Come on!
They've just picked up the pace of their play
Come
in the
on!
last few minutes. And they've got reward for it. With Tammy Abraham scoring his 4th goal of this FA Cup season.
It's about winning that ball back, isn't it? And we've talked about an early pass to break this high line of Barnsley. They've just breached that defence, haven't they? Look at the space he has. Just picks out his man. Little tap in for Abraham. He's had to graft to get there though. 30-yard run for him. He wins that race. And just tucks it in. If he's we haven't got VAR, so let's not worry about I don't think there's a problem there. James is ahead of Abraham as he tucks it in.
Goals this season for the Chelsea number 9 all told. Wow, they've had to work hard for that one tonight.
And I think that goal has come just in the nick of time.
Barnsley are just questioning the lack of an offside flag, as you would expect them to do, I guess. In the meantime, they try and get something going in attacking mode themselves. I think you're right, Martin. That goal needed to be scored now for Chelsea. There's Mowat. Pepper. Dealt with it decisively. It's over the top from Matt Anderson. Let's have a look at this then, Martin. Let's see where...
So, do you guys like that, what I've done?
Well, again, we talked about... There's the initial ball there. I think he's fine. Just we can't see from that angle, but is he in line there?
Have you seen coming? No.
Just slightly ahead of him, but let's go with the officials. I mean, they should have had a penalty, shouldn't they, in that first half? Keep getting away with that. Expect some response now from Barnsley.
Well, they might as well think about throwing the kitchen sink at their illustrious visitors now.
For sure.
Ellis has ruled that that was at least in line.
I think it's nice to get back to trusting the officials, isn't it, on the night?
Well, they've had the lines out, that's for sure. Kante, Rudiger.
So,
by Helic. Didn't drop out of play. Rudiger with a hack away again. Moment. The best.
What do you guys think of the font that I am using?
Helic to Collins. Woodrow helps it on. Britton takes it in. And sidesteps Kante. Now there's an option left.
Excellent, hasn't he? Brits
cross. Wilson's header out. Ziyech's next header has gone to Sibic. There's Woodrow. Britton. Stopped by N'Golo Kante, who made sure he ran out of room.
And there's Britton again, isn't it? Trying to get down that right-hand side. Kante sitting deep in that Chelsea midfield, does really well there. For me, that's his best position, by the way.
Chelsea goal kick, but before they do get the ball moving again, Hakim Ziyech is going to leave the field. It's a bit of a trudge. He knows he's
winding.
Not performed as we know that he can tonight. And it's an interesting change because the teenager, 19-year-old Tino Anjorin is coming.
Timo Anjorin!
Fifth senior appearance for Chelsea. Big money buy, replaced somebody homegrown. It's from Dorset. He's been at Chelsea since he was 7.
Well, we know they've got an outstanding academy up in Chelsea. Ziyech, though, won't be happy really with his performance tonight. Bit of work there for too cool to do.
Slender lead for Chelsea, who, as things stand, bound for a quarter-final home tie with Sheffield United, who they beat 2-1 in the Premier League at the weekend. away from home. Pulisic. Rudiger. Safely back to Kepa Arrizabalaga. Passed out to Gilmore.
Well, Gilmore's available now, isn't he? Swapped over. He's come a bit deeper. You see the confidence with Chelsea already, what a goal does to you.
Here's Emerson. Gilmore's lost it. Kane can't keep it. It's over the head of Frazier, who'd come inside. Kane was expecting him to still be on the wing.
Well, that's it. He's got to look up, and it's about that decision-making again, isn't it?
Zuma all the way through to Collins.
That's an example there of that ball, isn't it, that Chelsea need to perfect. There's good weight on that, and there's players getting on the end of it.
Woodrow. And a pocket of space in which to take the ball. Here's Britton now. It's come off Zuma. Effortlessly played back to his own goalkeeper by Reece James. Valerian Ismail is rallying his troops. Jordan Williams is coming on, and Ronald Palmer as well. Two more young players. Williams 21, Palmer 22. Here's Andrew, 19 for Chelsea, and he's bundled through the challenge. And that's Barnsley on it again with Woodrow finding Frazier.
There's a good ball there, isn't it, from Woodrow?
Breaking down for Barnsley all too often in that final
It is, isn't
third.
it? That's what they need to work on. They've worked really hard out of possession. It's just switching that button when they get the ball to play with then confidence and calmness.
Emerson. That's an adore. No injury. James. Emerson. Kante. Rudiger. Goalkeeper was coming, Civic did the job. Woodrow. Emerson has it for Chelsea, starting to battle, starting to hunt. That's an Odoi over the top. And he's performed better this half.
He has. He will be disappointed with the shot, though.
Come on, guys!
And again, it's him coming in off the left, just trying to get that whip on it. Got nothing else in his mind other than to have a shot. Rising, isn't it, all the time there. A couple of substitutions coming up here.
Jordan Williams and Ronald Palmer are coming on, replacing Britton and Kane. Or replacing rather. Well, Callum Britton is going off. Just have a double check there. I thought it was Styles going off. That was what we were told initially, but they've changed it. It's the man on the other side, Britton, who's gone off. And a disappointed Kane too.
I thought Britton was doing exceptionally well on that right-hand side.
Jordan Williams through. And again Williams. And it's the other substitute, Palmer, who knocks in towards Frazier. Williams. Little slit on his Andrew onto the ball. And Abraham is dispossessed.
So while you guys enjoying the stream, let me know.
Rudiger. Zuma.
I think you have to give tremendous credit to Barnsley to sticking to this game plan, because I've hardly seen any of the ball really. It's so dogged, aren't they? Look at the work rate. This is where Chelsea have just got to keep popping, moving this ball around as quick as they can.
Zuma. Gilmore. Injury.
If you guys are enjoying the stream with the thumbs up button, hit like, subscribe with the bell notification as well.
He looked good, didn't he, with that touch?
Looks good generally.
Runs with the ball well.
Moat. Here's Gilmore to improvise. Abraham. That's a foul. That's a different interpretation of the famous Barnsley chant.
Watch out!
Let's have another look at the only goal that we've seen. Was Tony Abraham onside or offside? Ruled onside. Well, these are the lines, I should say, that aren't officially calibrated. We've done this ourselves.
So conclusively here you can see, can't you, that James was actually ahead of the ball, so he's perfectly fine there, Abraham.
Barnsley have made their final change. It's permitted unless it goes to extra time by them getting a goal. It's a swap at the back. Toby Sipic is off, and the old man of the squad, 30 years old, Michael Solbauer, has come on, another Austrian. Sipic hasn't had a lot of football this season, so he's lacking a little bit of full match fitness. There's Palmer, who looked to have been tripped, and he was, and Barnsley have got a chance here with the free kick.
Well, again, it's that energy, isn't it? Getting around the ball, Palmer off the bench.
Go on, Chelsea!
What has he had his team working on for this one?
Well, it's going to have to be a good quality, isn't it? It's a left-footed player, whipping this in.
Come on, Chelsea!
Steadies himself. Kemper gets a glove to it, not away, and it's headed off the line. What a save that is!
Well, it's outstanding. I think it's Abraham who just puts it over.
Abraham is just cleared off the line!
Really good ball in, isn't it? Kemper doesn't really deal with it. It's flicked back in, and more about that for a clearance off the line. So it's flicked towards goal, and straining everything there, isn't he, Abraham, to get that over the bar?
Just clears the bar. Solbauer nearly scoring with his first touch of the ball. He has never scored for Barnsley. This is his 50th game for them.
Oh, what a moment that could have been.
That opportunity might not now. 12 minutes of the 90 to go. In from Moet. Once again, it was Tammy Abraham doing the defending for Chelsea, and he applauds himself and he applauds the decision of Martin Atkinson to give that Chelsea's way.
And that's a part of his maturity now. First class from him. He's come back, not just a rest, he's come back and done the job properly. Twice he's had to clear.
Zabalaga. Ended up by Mads Andersen.
Kovacic is coming on for Chelsea, but I don't know who for at the moment.
Zabalaga up to Abraham. Nobody running under the flick. Williams, seen off by Emerson, Barnsley's throw-in. The whistle going for Martin Atkinson because he has detected that Chelsea are going to make another substitution before this throw. Mateo Kovacic coming on this time. And off goes Christian Pulisic. Probably hasn't been as involved in the game, a little like Hakim Ziyech as much as he would like to have been.
Exactly that, Pulisic. Taking a quiet game tonight. Another important minutes. He's had a hamstring problem. Kovacic coming on. We talked about presence in midfield. He's been ever present under the new manager. We want him to get on the ball and control.
Chelsea!
Kane has gone off, so throw duty is passed on to Solbow. It's in the door. Kept in by Jordan Williams. Counter. Palmer took a blow to the shin. Chelsea get the throw, and Kovacic will leave it for Emerson. Gilmore.
For Chelsea!
It's Frazier battling away. There's Palmer finding Mullet. Kennel Styles. See what the Barnsley intensity is on the rise. It's got to be. Woodrow down and the challenge from Reece James.
Do you like the font,
the ball into the box. That would seem to be the most
Frags?
option to score.
It would, and you don't want to be giving free kicks away, do you? Woodrow there, good feet. It was the initial ball into him though from Anderson, which impressed me. They're trying to play football. All of the substitutes have come on have been much of a muchness, hasn't he? Palmer's been impressive since he come on, winning important tackles.
Someone who used to be at Manchester City, and he's going to take the free kick now. He doesn't get that right.
Well done, Gilmore.
Ronald Palmer again. Goal kick.
I don't think he wanted that ball back again, did he, after that cross?
It's been wonderful. You can catch up with everything that's happened in the FA Cup 5th round via BBC iPlayer streaming now. On Saturday, it's all about the Six Nations on BBC One from 4 p.m.
Watch out!
Against Wales. Destination Murrayfield. Emerson.
I think that's indicative, isn't it, the way that Chelsea have played, with the goalkeeper's just launching that one up. He's decided can't really build from the back, so let's just send it long.
Still directing, still getting to know his new charges. 7 minutes away from getting Chelsea through to the quarter-finals of the FA Cup yet again. The first 2 rounds this season won by Frank Lampard's Chelsea.
Well, Chelsea have been absolutely outstanding in the FA Cup, haven't they, in recent years?
What will he make though, Thomas Tuchel? If they do get over the line here and there's a few minutes left yet, what will he make of this tonight? Or is it just one to say, one, learnt a bit, get on with it?
Well, I think he'll learn as well what a great level of the FA Cup is. It dismisses, doesn't it, that depth of quality, or you see how the pitch has made it difficult for Chelsea to play their game, perhaps their attitude a little bit, lots of changes.
Throw.
You've got to show character though on nights like this, haven't you?
Chelsea! 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 Chelsea!
30 goals now for Chelsea.
Hello, Hugo, how are you doing on this fine Thursday evening?
Kovacic. Emerson. Curious ball for Emerson. It's not the easiest for Kepa, although his footwork has been exemplary tonight.
He's grown into the game, hasn't he?
That's a push. Gilmour is the perpetrator.
Well, he's a bit slow to react to that. When he gets there, he has to make the foul.
Moment to punt another one forward. Barnsley just need one to drop in the right place from these. And they've got 5 minutes. Not getting too many more free kicks and corners. And it comes towards Woodrow, and that's
It's such a high line, isn't it, from Chelsea, keeping Barnsley away from their goal. And even if he does connect well, we're really going to score from there. You see, look at that high line. It's intelligent. So when he wins the header, there's no real power on it when it gets to the keeper.
Starts. Not close enough to DK and far too heavy for Frieser. Barnsley are going to level matters and take us into extra time. It's going to be something most unexpected, I feel. Maybe a mistake. This is DK. DK's shot, I think that's what it was, is smothered by Zuma. He's not gone into the game at all yet.
No, DK, you could just see there, he was bursting, wasn't he, to get that ball out of his feet. To try and test the goalkeeper.
You reckon Chelsea will get top 4? Maybe, depending. I bet if we play like this week in, week out, we won't get top 4 because teams will press us so much that we won't get anywhere. But
well, I'm a great fan of Kante. He plays in that midfield. Just
something on here. It's a shot from Woodrow.
Defend, boys!
Jordan Williams with a chance to deliver, but not there. Kovacic. There's a slip there from onto the door. There's a slip from Kovacic too.
Well, Kovacic has come on, and you're talking about him being the best passer, and he's just given the ball away. Really good block from Zuma, though, by the way. From Woodrow.
Come on! Come on, Chelsea! We are nearly there, boys. We are nearly there in the quarter-finals of the FA Cup.
They've got to give it everything that they have. What's left in the game? And Solbauer. Here's DK trying to stay in front of Zuma, but he didn't stay on side.
Away!
They're looking for him now, though.
Just looking to see if he's offside.
Chelsea near 1, Barnsley 0.
Just a tad offside, isn't he? Here comes the flag.
Just so you guys know that from now on, the scoreboards from now on are going to be done manually. Just to make it easier. So it will be like 1-0 or 0-0. But then we'll have like the minute that the goal's in and the goal scorer's surname. So you guys can know what's happened. So you guys don't really have to ask me what's happened because you guys will see the scoreboard and who scored. But Chelsea, if you guys want to ask me any questions, I'll happily answer any questions you guys want to give me. But make it reasonable. We are nearly there. Come on! Come on, Chelsea!
Dominic Frazier.
Long throw in for Barnsley. A long throw in for Barnsley. About 89 minutes played.
Goes Abraham. He's been just as effective in his own box. In fact, he's taken a nasty blow there as he puts it behind. Blow to the left side of the neck, top of the shoulder. It's going to be a Barnsley corner. Abraham's. Is he saying he's hurt or is he saying he's okay?
No, I think he's refusing treatment, actually. Again, he sees importance. Really good header there.
Oh.
He's dealt with everything that's come into the box, hasn't he? At both ends, really.
He's going to strap back into the mix to try and defend this.
Come on, Chelsea!
Alex Mowat. We're getting towards last chance time for Barnsley.
Who do you think will win the Premier League? Ah, it's Man City's to lose.
Does get there. It looked as though he would struggle to at first.
It's Man City's title to lose this season now.
Free kick, and Kepa just inquires how long left at the same time.
Not long, not long. We are nearly there, folks, nearly there.
I'm pretty sure they've really that much contact on him. You've got to ask him.
We are that far, we are nearly there.
Actually,
Nearly
does
there.
do really well. I don't think it's a foul on him though.
Away.
We'll be waiting and finding out what the added on time will be at the end of the second half.
Flags up for offside. Barnsley free kick. It's the cue for the red shirts to run forward.
Here we go, we're going to find out any moment now how long is left in the second half.
3 minutes to go.
I think everyone's going up, aren't they? The keeper's going to
3 minutes of added on time at the end of the game. 3 minutes.
Collins to deliver.
Come on, Chelsea! Keep it together!
There's the fireman. Abraham doesn't get his head to that. Solbauer in a race with Reece James, who's put it out for a
I'm literally so nervous right now, Frag. I'm so nervous, man. I'm so nervous. Hey, Frags, what team do you support?
Solbauer had just left the box and has been urged to get back into it by the Barnsley coaching staff. Number 26, there he goes.
Here we go.
Flicked across. Do it again. Styles will leave it for Williams. Williams is looking for Anderson, and there's a ricochet on that.
I'll take that. Take that as you can, baby.
And he's 2 minutes away from a clean sheet, and Chelsea from safe passage through to the 6th round.
Oh, what a ball that is from Williams. Kepa there is quite happy, isn't he, to dive onto that ball and waste a bit of time.
So,
headed by Anderson against Emerson.
hello, Super FHM 10.
Was up there for Barnsley. He's headed again.
Come on, boys. Just keep plowing along. Come on, we're nearly there.
Tempted forward by Collins. There's the clean free kick.
Oh, for God's sake, stop giving fouls away, man.
Still, there might be a chance for the home team.
Yeah, it's getting a little bit nervy, isn't it?
I'm nervous. I'm a nervous wreck.
This fresh start has gone well so far.
I'm like a nervous wreck. This is it. 60 seconds to go, folks. 60 seconds to go.
Goalkeeper's up. Brent Collins is in the thick of it. You can hardly see him there. The all black of the Barnsley keeper is blending into the all blue of Chelsea.
Come on, Charles!
Gloves on, hopefully. Up goes Zuma.
Take that!
GG. Pushing down on Tammy Abraham. I think that will just about do it. And I think that gives me a chance to ask you, Martin, to name your man of the match.
Well, there he is. I'm going to go with Abraham. I thought he's
Tammy Abraham!
a difficult night
Boys.
for Chelsea. As he gets his tapping goal, but it's the ground he covers to get there. And what he's done really defensively. Been a problem
Come on,
for
boys,
Chelsea.
we're nearly there. Come on!
He defend really well tonight.
This will be it.
Balaga. Pump it into the middle third where all the players are gathered.
I am nervous.
Rudiger just has to be careful facing his own goal. We've seen that at Sheffield United at the weekend.
Yeah!
Chelsea found a way through. We only got the one goal. Tammy Abraham scored it. There were a few nervy moments, particularly at the start and the end of the first half.
Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this live watch log of Chelsea 1, Barnsley 0 in the FA Cup 5th round of the FA Cup. Like, subscribe, with the bell notification, and I'll see you guys on the next watch log, which will be on Monday for Chelsea versus Newcastle in the Premier League. Like, subscribe, with the bell notification. Don't forget to hit post.